Good evening and welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Aegean, and here's some of the top stories we have for you tonight. An update on the latest homicide in our territory, registration problems for the opening of school, and happy birthday, Social Security. These stories and more are up next on News Channel 8.
News Channel 8 is sponsored by AT&T. Centennial is joining AT&T for greater coverage, more innovation, and better service.
In our top story tonight, the manhunt is still on for 30-year-old Edwin Encarnacion. He's a suspect in the latest homicide in our territory. News Channel 8's Wes Small files this report on that story and other police news as well.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. We did have the 50th homicide over the weekend. By now, you probably know about it. We are talking about Jorge Parrilla. He became the 50th homicide victim in our territory. We have 21 homicides on St. Croix with 29 on St. Thomas. 56 was the record, and that was last year. Already halfway through August, and we are at 50 homicides. Right now, we are looking for Edwin Encarnacion. You see his picture here. This incident happened in a state whim on Saturday morning. Police believe that Edwin Encarnacion stabbed Jorge Parrilla and then set his house on fire that Saturday morning. Edwin Encarnacion is considered to be armed and dangerous. He is 5'4" and approximately 150 pounds. There's a $10,000 reward for the capture of Edwin Encarnacion. Now, Police Chief Benta promises that anyone who is hiding or assisting Mr. Encarnacion will be charged with aiding and abetting. If you see this man, do not approach him yourself, but you should call 911 immediately. You could call the criminal investigators at 712-6077, 712-6079 or 712-6075, or you could always call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. Also, a man arrived home Saturday night to find two armed men waiting for him in his Cotton Valley home. Once he got inside the home, he found one man armed with a handgun, the other one armed with a rifle and a silver club. Then they demanded money, and they also took the victim's car. So they did get some petty cash and his Nissan Pathfinder. The victim was not harmed physically. He was harmed emotionally, of course, and that happened at about 9:20 in the evening in Cotton Valley. And then finally there's this. It was Sunday afternoon in Estate Contentment, actually right around the corner from here, like by the Christenstead bypass area, we believe. And that's when, we believe at the same police station, a man walked in and said, "Hey, I just chopped up a guy with a machete and he's laying on my lawn." Or at least he said, "There's a guy bleeding on my lawn." And with that, sure enough, the police checked around the corner here and they found a man bleeding profusely from one of his hands. And he had obviously been shot from a machete. But the strange thing is, when that suspect, or the man who said he left that victim on his lawn, he jumped in his car and he left. So they're trying to unravel this situation. When they do unravel this situation, police say that someone will be charged with second-degree assault. So no one has been arrested yet in that case. And that's a look at your crime blotter. And also, don't forget our 50th homicide, that murder in a state whim. If you should see Mr. Encarnacion, please call authorities immediately. I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Wes. And in other news, it's as though it happens every school year. We're talking about registration problems in the school system. News Channel 8's Wes Small investigates.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. Well, it seems like it's every year it's like deja vu. I'm here with Jada, and News Channel 8 got some calls. It doesn't look so bad right now, but I do imagine it was kind of worse earlier this morning. You remember this scenario. This is called late registration, and this usually happens when you relocate, like if you move or your child goes to another school, I suppose. And we do have a few snafus like we do like every year. I guess they don't really have a number every year of how many parents and students will be affected. So I'm here with Jada, and she has three students, three children who are getting registered. And what happened so far, Jada?
Well, basically, I came here for 7 o'clock, and when I came, they said it was only taking 40 people. So I tell them, you know, that's unfair. They could at least take 100 people at least. So they say, when I went in to ask a question, they said they don't know if they will be open tomorrow. They don't know if they're going to see tomorrow to live. So I was like, you can't want it. And then when we tell them to come outside to tell the parents that to go home or whatever, they just sit down there and they ain't do nothing. So I think it's unfair. 200 people for this week and ain't get no more registration after that.
All right, I just got off the phone with Gary Malloy, and him and his assistants are in St. John right now. He's coming back tomorrow afternoon. Me and Gary are gonna try to get out here, I guess, on Thursday morning and try to get this done, because this is a yearly problem. I think it's a miscommunication, and I guess it would help if the personnel inside would be
More, but they need to hire more people too. 2 people can't do it by themselves. I can understand the frustration, yes, but
they're understaffed.
They need to learn how to talk to parents and stuff. We're all adults, we're all human beings. They don't need to be treating people like how they're treating people now.
Yeah.
And then outside was so packed. People was frustrated. People inside is even frustrated now.
Yeah, I could see that. But did you get seen?
Nope. They said it.
What time did you get here this morning?
7.
You got here at 7 this morning.
Yep.
This is like waiting for Super Bowl tickets or something.
Exactly, which is not.
7 o'clock this morning.
Yep.
And how many people were here at 7?
It had a lot of people, but they only seen 40 people.
So
this was out there.
So the 40 is already cut off for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So what are these people waiting for then?
They're waiting to see if they're gonna get see. They're waiting still.
Excuse me, has anyone come out and told you anything? No one. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty much the problem, that that there's no communication here, and it's kind of sad. So Jada, what are you going to do now?
Well, basically, I'm gonna wait to see if they're gonna see me. But if not, I just have to come back tomorrow.
And try again.
Yeah.
Because you know that education is the key, right, for your kids.
Exactly.
And what are the ages of your kids?
My kids are 10. The next one is making 5, and my daughter is 3 years old.
3, 5, and 2. You got your hands full.
Yes.
All right. Well, good luck to you, and at least you have patience and you're smiling, and you do understand that they're understaffed and everything.
I understand that, but they need to hire
could be a little
people.
better.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it. This is a yearly thing. Like I said, it looks a little calmer than last year. I remember last year they had to have a couple of police cars up here, as parents were very frustrated, because they do realize that education is very important. And they, here's another thing. You're buying school clothes, and you want to make sure that you get the right school clothes for the right school. Remember, they're all different, and the schedules and everything like that. So it is kind of frustrating, but it's a shame that it does happen every year. And you figure at least one year they'd get it all nailed together. We still have parents coming up here with their little ones, and it is almost noon. This young lady here has been here since 7 this morning, and she still couldn't go inside. We're in a State Princess. Like I said, I did talk to Gary Malloy. He is aware of the situation, so the Department of Education is working on it. I'm Wes Small for News Channel.